Hello, everyone, and welcome to Soul Standing. My name is Beth, and I am here with a quick reading update for you. So, the last one I did was a couple of weeks ago, and I was in the middle of a few books from the library. And before I take them back, I wanted to talk to you about them and what I'm reading now and what I'm doing with my other books. So, I have completed 8 books. 8 books in the last couple of weeks. Um, so let's just get started with that. When last we spoke, I said that I was in the middle of reading The Experimento. I did finish this one. Um, I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. It turned out really cute. I did enjoy it, but wasn't the best thing ever. So there's that. If you really like romance novels, I think you'll enjoy this one. It was very sweet. I wasn't a big fan of the main character though, because she spent the vast majority of the book trying to figure out how to get back with her ex because they were on a break, and then she gets the opportunity and to do some other things, and I don't know. I just didn't dig it all that much, but it did turn out really sweet. There were a couple of places in it that I really enjoyed. I was also talking about the Raven Boys graphic novel last time. I loved it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars just because it is a graphic novelization of my favorite YA novel. And so this kind of fell short because you don't get you got some other details that aren't really super important to the novel, but they come across really well in the art, which was amazing. But then there are some things that just don't really come across or were not as important to the whole story, so they didn't get put in. My favorite part about this is I read it and then I showed it to Elena and she read it. And this is the series of novels that my mom and I used to buddy read every year. And we are a week away from the anniversary of her passing away last year. So I was dreading, we normally read them together like in the fall. So I was kind of dreading doing the read by myself, but I'm going to reread them. And then Elena picked this up, loved it, got on my Audible, and is currently listening to the second book in the series because she's already finished reading The Raven Boys, both the graphic and the audiobook. And so she immediately started Dream Thieves. And now I've got a buddy reading partner for these again. So that was lovely. I do love the graphic novel, by the way. I just didn't love it as much as the uh, actual novelization. I also finished reading the Thursday Murder Club. Um, oh, I don't even, it doesn't even show that I gave it a rating. I turned down my screen is as dark as I can make it. People, come on now. Anyway, I gave it about a 3. Um, I enjoyed the old people. I really did, but it just wasn't quite what I was hoping it would be, I guess. I don't know. I'm getting ready to watch the Netflix movie, and I think maybe I was just reading that in the middle of a bunch of other things, and the movie will be delightful, I'm sure. But I read it because I wanted to read it before I watched the movie. That's neither here nor there. Moving on, we also read Huevos Verdes con Llaman by Dr. Seuss. This is the Spanish version of Green Eggs and Ham, and I gave this a strong 4.5. I put it as 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. My issue with the whole thing, the only issue I have is that it's I am Sam, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham, but they changed his name because it's the Spanish version, and so his name is Juan. Yo soy Juan Ramon. Um, I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun reading it out loud to the girls. Um, but yeah, that's just a random children's book thrown in. I did also finish reading Emily Henry's Funny Story. That I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it as well. Um, I don't know why I am struggling with I don't do a lot of romance, so that's probably part of it. But I struggled with Funny Story because there was a lot of wanting to get back with the ex, and the phone rings, and is it him? Is he about to confess that he was wrong and we shouldn't be on a break? uh, but in the end, I did enjoy Funny Story way more than the Experimento. I do enjoy Henry's writing. They do a good job. And then the other adult book that I finished that I have given a 5 out of 5 stars. Um, it's amazing. It's perfect. No notes. Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Denneman. I did finally hop on this trend, and my friends, it's terrible. It is so well written. It is hilarious. If you don't know what it is like tabletop games like D&D, um, things like that, animes, the dungeon crawler games, obviously Dungeon Crawler Carl, but where you have to go deeper and deeper into the dungeon and you fight monsters and you raise your stats, all of those things. It is that. Um, and it's a whole subgenre of books. My fiance loves them. He hasn't read Dungeon Crawler Carl yet, and I am like begging him to get started on it so we can talk about them. But it is, I don't even know how to describe it. If you do not like cursing, uh, and there are some like weird descriptions of things that are kind of important to the story, but also there are, some adult body parts that get described and things like that, then you probably would not enjoy those parts of the book. And while that wasn't, my favorite part of the book, altogether, it made sense and it was delightful. And one of the main characters is a cat who is sassy. And her name is Princess Donut, the King, Queen Anne Chonk, and she mutates in the dungeon. So instead of being his pet that he's trying to protect, she like becomes a crawler and can talk to him, and it's amazing, and I loved it. So yeah, even though I don't normally read these kinds of books, this was phenomenal. I'm going to pick up book number 2 when we go to the library later. And I'm probably going to end up I did get the audiobook and did the immersive reading, and the audio is phenomenal. So if you have to choose between like a physical copy and the audio, I would go audio just because it is hilarious, and the dungeon AI has a foot fetish, by the way, so if that's not your thing, probably not. Anyway, the voice is done for that, and for Donut, they're amazing. But we're going to move on before I gush too much about that. The other books that I've been reading are middle grade books, and I have been reading and annotating my for my dissertation. So I have read and annotated 2 in the last couple of weeks. I'm about halfway done with another one. And what I'm doing right now is reading and annotating middle grade books. So instead of getting a bunch of middle grades that I want to read from the library, I'm leaving them for later and doing more adult reads or young adult reads that are kind of separate from my dissertation thesis. So the 2 that I have completed are Honestly Elliot by Gillian McDunn. I spoke about this about a month or 2 ago, probably because I was reading it on Kindle from the library when my physical copy came in. There are my annotations. I have started underlining in the different colors as well. And the colors are blue are for the symptoms. And in this book, he has ADHD. So ADHD symptoms, pink is for school, orange is for identification with the other. So what is the thing that helps focus him or that he does if he feels upset or whatever? And then green is for an expert adult. I also started using yellow a little bit in this one and then much more in the other ones I'm working on to show the other characters who have other issues that kind of interact with the main character's issues. So in this book, Elliot has ADHD. His parents are divorced. His stepmom is pregnant, and there were some things that happened um, previously that have kind of become really big in his brain. And the thing that he loves to do and focuses on is cooking. And so there's this whole kind of subplot with a fellow student, and they get teamed up for a big project and they end up cooking. It is delightful, absolutely beautiful. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. The other one that I finished, although I'm trying to read through all the books for my Northeast region, which honestly, Elliot, and then the one that I am currently working on are both Northeast region books. This I had stacked with my Northeast books, but it's actually not a Northeast region. It is a South, and it was in the wrong spot, and that's my bad. And I gave myself a stern talking to, but I ended up doing it. Like, I didn't figure it out till I was almost done with the book anyway, and I was like, too bad. So this is Very Bad at Math by Hope Larson. It is a graphic novel. Um, as you can see, it is all tabbed up. And yes, I do also highlight and underline in the graphic novels as well. It has the same setup for the annotations. So blue is symptoms, green is expert adult, pink is school, orange is identifying with the other, and yellow is other students and their issues. This one follows Verity, who is student body president, debate club whiz, first chair clarinetist, can do more push-ups than anyone at her school. She's like the best at everything except for math. And then as you go on through the book, you find out she has dyscalculia. And it actually has her diagnoses like in the book, so she doesn't know to begin with. But you do, because on the back it says she has dyscalculia. It's a very cute book. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Really, really enjoyed it, and I'm going to look at some more Hope Larson books as well. So those are the things that I have completed reading and annotating. I am currently working on one adult book and then one middle grade that I am annotating for my stuff. The one I'm annotating right now is Focused by Allison Gerber. I think that I talked to you guys about this last month. I listened to the audiobook for it last month, and I finally got my physical copy. I'm about halfway, a little less than halfway through with the annotating. It's going pretty quickly because I made notes as to where I was going to annotate, but I am completely rereading the book. It's just easier for me to remember where I was going to annotate because I have the notes, if that makes sense, and because I just read it. But I am rereading it. So on my Goodreads, it says that I read it a month ago and I am reading it again right now. That is completely accurate. Like I said, I'm halfway through, and it has the same annotation setup, expert adult symptoms, school identification with the other. For her, the other is chess. She can focus and see the patterns. And she also gets diagnosed with ADHD. A little less than halfway through the book. So the very beginning is all of her symptoms kind of piling up and her teachers, parents, and friends getting concerned. And then she thinks that she's just stupid and incapable. And she piles that up, which is a big symptom for neurodivergence, by the way, specifically ADHD, but ADHD, anxiety, OCD, and autism if you have not been diagnosed and you don't have those tools in your toolbox to help you, a lot of the time you get extra anxiety and you just think you're stupid and incapable because people keep telling you, just focus more. What are you doing? Why are you doing it that way? And if you don't have the tools in your toolbox and you don't have that diagnosis, it's difficult. And this is a really great um, way to see it. It really shows that part very, very well. Um, so yeah, I am enjoying my reread of that one, and my annotations of that one are going very well. The adult book that I'm currently reading, I actually have an adult book and a nonfiction book, and I'll talk to you about the nonfiction here in a second. The adult book is The Author's Guide to Murder by Beatrice Williams, Lauren Willig, and Karen White. Which I think is hilarious because the book itself is about three American authors who go to Scotland, and the POVs are from each of the three American authors. They're writing a book together. And so each of these ladies, I'm assuming, are writing one of the authors, and it's flipping between the three POVs. So far I've read the prologue in the first two chapters. It's interesting so far, reading like about a 3 out of 5, but we shall see when I get done with that. And then the nonfiction that I am reading is called Alt Kids Lit, and it is edited by Kenneth B. Kidd and Derek Mason. Um, this is a book that I was asked um, to do a review on with my advisor. So this is actually my graduate advisor and myself are reading this. We're buddy reading it. We're taking notes, and then we are going to go back mid-July, talk, put our notes together, write up the review, and it will be published in a journal. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really enjoying the book so far, and it's going to be great for my dissertation as well. So that is phenomenal. That's all I have for you guys today. Oh, look at my awesome new mug. We went here yesterday. That's Tanganyika Wildlife Park in Goddard, Kansas. It's one of our favorite places on earth. If you've been around for a while, you would have heard me talk about it multiple times. We didn't get to go last summer because everything was so crazy and my mom was so sick, and we moved this time last year up to where my fiance is. And so we just didn't have the time or funds to go last year, but we got to go this year with my dad, and Melody got to go meet and greet penguins again. And we got to pet all sorts of animals, feed all sorts of animals, and just spend a day in our happy place. Which was great. And I got a new coffee mug, which is always amazing. Anyone wants to give me books or coffee mugs, I am there. That is my favorite thing. Books, coffee mugs, gel pens, journals. Those are like, if you don't know what to get me one of those. You're good. But anyway, this has been a long, rambly video. That is my catch up. That is my currently reading. I hope that you guys are reading something amazing and getting to do something wonderful. I will talk to you guys again soon. Until next time, stay safe out there. Bye.